You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. We are back again on another edition of your favorite morning program. It's a pleasure for always, tuning into this program. Thank you very much. And I am with Mr. Adi Drame. Mr. Adi, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well.
How was your single weekend?
It was okay. My single day weekend.
Your single day weekend.
Yeah, Sunday. It was all right. It was all right. I relaxed. I was a bit worried because there's a file I have, an external drive, 4 terabyte that has all my documentaries for the last 10 years. I thought I'd lost it, but in fact I'd left it at the office, so that was a relief.
So what happened? You didn't?
I wanted to watch some documentaries over the weekend.
You didn't save it online? You didn't keep them online?
4 terabyte worth of documents.
Wow,
I don't think so.
That's heavy.
That's
heavy then.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot, yes.
But no, it was nice. It was so I decided to watch other stuff, football instead, and some music videos.
I finished watching FBI Files. Now I've finished all their episodes, and I've started Forensic Files. You know, I'm now in the middle. I've now started I Shouldn't Be Alive, where they feature people that went through very crazy ordeal.
Right.
You know, mountain hiking. At some point, you have to stay there for days due to conditions.
And they survived.
Yes, and they survived. So I spent my whole weekend watching those things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's good to have Halimatu Sise as our newspaper review guest. Halimatu, good morning.
Good morning, Balde. Good morning, Saturday.
And how was your weekend?
My weekend was great as usual. I didn't have the luxury to watch anything though. Yes, because I was doing some assignments. I'm doing online bachelor's degree, so I had some assignments that I was doing, and then household chores, and preparing for the week.
You see, this is what I'm impressed. Yeah. Somebody who had assignments to do, household chores, and she said it was great.
It was
that's fantastic.
Well, it's a trend. I mean, she's used to it already.
Indeed.
I mean, women are very strong when it comes to multitasking and handling, activities at home. Yeah, so we will not be able to do the African code today. So we'll do the newspaper review, and just a reminder of what we'll be doing today. Public service, no ID, no pay. We'll be talking to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Service, of the Public Service rather, Sirif Jallo. And the other segment will be mainstreaming Madrasa education. Pa Samba Balde, Chairman National Madrasa Board, and Imam Usman Jah. Oh, wow! Imam would be here again, so it will be a nice conversation.
You sound surprised. So are you telling me you weren't involved in putting together this?
No, I
wow!
I didn't.
That gave it away.
No,
So don't stop.
I didn't
there.
put up the running order this week. It was handled by Francis. Yeah, so I was, I didn't come to work on Friday.
That's right.
Yeah, so I didn't involve.
Yeah,
so I'll be happy to have Imam.
You had a long weekend.
We do have a very good conversation. Yes, member National Madrasa Board. Imam is always handling madrasas, daras, Quranic recitations, and azan competitions. Yeah. Yes. So, do you have some of the newspapers there?
You want me to delve into the newspapers?
Please,
I do indeed. I thought we were going to start with this press release, but it's on the papers anyway, so I'll start with the Point newspaper.
Yes.
Alleged notorious jungler, Sana Manjang, arrested. That's been a kind of talking point over the weekend.
Yeah.
And Halimatu, when did you first become aware that he had been arrested?
I think it was, is it Saturday?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Late in the evening. I saw it. It was trending. And then to Sunday, I saw a lot of online media houses and individual journalists talking about it. Yeah, that's when I know that the almighty Sana Manjang has been arrested. Like the Point put it, notorious with everything that people said about him and his personality. I was surprised, and I was like, okay, I don't know what happened. Is it because he was betrayed or he wants to be captured? because he's, according to explanations from people, he's someone who is very meticulous, and I'm not sure he would just be captured like that. Maybe something led to his downfall this time.
Well, in fact, there's a press release from the Information Ministry which says that they worked, it was a Gambian Senegalese joint cooperation that led to his apprehension. And so, led to him being apprehended. And
well, I'm not sure whether the informations that we've been receiving about Yahya Jammeh being involved in some of these activities, like the training of Sana Manjang and you know, the crew that was apprehended, I mean, to come and overthrow the government of Adam Barrow. So this is what was, I mean, this was what was sent outside, and people were really connecting this.
Yeah, that's the rumor being
so people were saying, okay, this is why Jammeh was confident
that he was coming
telling people that he would come November and nothing is going to happen.
And
it looks like it.
And one day before the end of November, this man is apprehended.
Yeah.
So it's quite, so yes, I mean, those who are conspiracy theorists will be putting 2 and 2 together and getting 22. You know,
yeah, because of the coincidences. Jammeh was shouting that I'm coming back to the country, and then before the end of November, here comes Sana Manjang and his crew. So people have to just put up their imaginations. Even yesterday, I had a voice note from my mom, and she was asking me. I said, what is certain is that he's arrested and under custody, but just disregard all the rumors that are flying around.
And you know, one of the other rumors that is flying around is that they keep saying he was arrested with non-Gambians. One of the rumors is that the people arrested are Equatorial Guineans, which of course he was in Equatorial Guinea. So that would make sense, because maybe he was there and he flew from there to Casamance, or travel from there to Casamance.
Was he in Equatorial Guinea?
But we don't know. We don't know. But that's the rumor that it makes sense because, but we don't know whether he was there.
So whatever the case is, I mean, justice must be served. I mean, there are a lot of implications as far as Sana Manjang is concerned, the TRRC is concerned. You know, I think they should come and answer, I mean, to this call to make sure justice is served. So last surviving delegate to Gambia's independence talks, MC Cham Senior, dies. I mean, MC is a household name in the Gambia when it comes to Gambia politics. He was a member of the UP party before he crossed carpet to the PPP then. You know, he played a very important role as far as Sadauda Kairaba Jawara's government is concerned. He served as a National Assembly member at some point. Then he served as minister as well into different, I mean, ministerials as well. MC Cham, when you mention the name, the mental picture, he's a real statesman.
Yeah, sure he is. He is, and losing him is a great loss to the country anyway.
Particularly as it's a kind of full stop on that particular, I actually have here the list of delegates to that conference.
His name is not. Is it?
Of course his name is there. Okay. How dare you?
Okay. Because there is a particular flyer that I saw circulating last time. I mean, people were saying, okay, we didn't see MC's name here. That's why I asked whether his name is
no.
here.
So what you had was a delegation of 10. That was the Gambia government. So although we were not independent, we had got self-government, but not independent. So that was headed by, as it says, Mr. D.K. Jawara. He hadn't been knighted then. The Prime Minister, Mr. S.C.C. Minister of Finance, etc., S.M. Diba, and then Gambia government. Then you have officials, P.R. Bridges, F.D.C. Williams, Reverend J.C. Fai. And then you have Gambia opposition. So all the opposition parties, Muslim Congress, I think they were called, and so on. You had P.S. Njai, Mr. M.C. Cham, I.S. Pirang John, K.W. Fun, and Mr. I.M. Gaba Jahampa, Justice of the Peace. So, no, he's on there. He's on the list.
So and those are the opposition
that attended the talks, and there were 10 plenary sessions. So people tend to think there was just one talk, but it was over 10 days, and so there were 10 plenary sessions, and he attended all of those because they wanted both the government, as it were, and the opposition to take part in things. And one of the things that came up again and again and again was the British kept saying to them, why don't you chaps forget about independence and just form a Senegambia federation with Senegal? It'd be so much better for you because you're such a small territory. But they held out. Both the opposition and the government, the Gambian, wanted independence.
So that perseverance and dedication to make sure Gambia becomes an independent state. I mean, it's definitely a very positive step at the right direction. Imagine if at all we were just more of a state that is connected to Senegal, what would have happened today?
Today, yes. They did a great job. They did a great job.
They did, and I think we owe them a great debt of gratitude, as you rightly use the right word, perseverance, because the pressure from the British was great. If you read through the minutes of the meetings, they kept telling them, please think about this Senegal thing and forget about independence. You're too small to survive.
And another story, Goodluck Jonathan, former president of Nigeria, said, who is fooling who? When I watched that video,
it's quite funny.
It was really funny. He said, we know how coup d'etats are. We know how head of states are handled. Nigeria, I mean,
he said Nigeria. He said we've had so many coup d'etats.
So I mean, who is fooling who? I mean, what do you make of Guinea-Bissau's, ordeal?
I think we have to say coup in quotes from now on.
Yes, the coup, the alleged coup, because it's like is it Embalo?
Embalo.
Yes. He doesn't want to step down. I think he thinks that, okay, I'm not going to win this election, and maybe if I step down as a military person, I'll be taken to court for some of the crimes that they may think that I've committed or allegedly committed since he came into power. So that insecurity and that perception that I won't be safe if I'm not in power. And maybe he has nowhere to go as well, or maybe his country people are not going to let him be. So that is why he just tried to make sure that he plots something to stop the country from moving on.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of that, and also, as we've seen, many African presidents don't like to give up power. But this is also somebody who had expressed quite dictatorial tendencies, suspended the National Assembly. Nobody even knew the president had the power to do that. And then the two men who were kind of at the head of the new junta, one of them is his chief of staff, the other is chief of security. Both of them, that he appointed in 2022. In fact, I knew we were going to discuss this. I have the video of when he appointed them. And he actually made a joke, said these men will not be involved in a coup d'etat against me because we all fought together. And he made that statement as he was,
they are his men.
Naming them. So they're his men. So that's why people are suspicious, and also because of the results that had been leaked. They showed that he had lost. So I think almost everybody thinks that this has been done to thwart the will of the people.
So the ECOWAS body is saying, let them just announce the results. The results shouldn't be held like that. I mean, I think the will of the people should be respected. They are not doing it, through violence, because they know you cannot, force a military to do what you want them to do by force.
They will not announce the results, because if the results show that Fernando Diaz da Costa did win, then it confirms everybody's suspicion that this is why they staged the coup. So they will not announce the result. That is a forlorn hope and a forlorn wish by ECOWAS. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm sure what ECOWAS can do now is just to negotiate with them. Like you said,
they've already suspended. They've suspended them. The African Union has suspended them as well.
Yeah.
I think ECOWAS have compromised their integrity, from the initial stage. So it's like countries are not taking them very seriously. Let's take a look at the issue of Burkina. Let's take a look at the issue of other countries, the likes of Mali, the Sahel. When they threaten to...
Where do you live? Are you live in the Gambia?
I live in the Gambia.
ECOWAS?
Yes.
Compromised? Not serious?
Yes.
We still have ECOMIG soldiers here.
Well,
you forget
it depends.
You see,
it depends.
people forget
you know, the reason
the
why
interventions that are successful.
Yes,
They're always quick to go for
but
the ones
I mean,
that are not.
Okay, fine.
You live in
fine.
the Gambia. How
many coups were plotted?
We know
Listen,
that you can't stop coups.
Yes, how many coups were plotted? And ECOWAS happened to remove the coup leaders and install a democracy civilian president.
What do you want ECOWAS to do? Come in and
well,
bomb people?
That's the reason I said they've compromised their integrity.
If they wanted to go and bomb.
they are putting the best interest of the people
Remember
first.
what happened. Remember what happened in Mali. When they said, okay, if at all you did not do this, we are going to...
It was in Niger.
It's in Niger rather, yes. We are going to do this. And they didn't do anything.
That one, I thought
they didn't do anything.
I thought it was silly. I thought it was embarrassing.
It was really embarrassing.
They should not have made the statement, because we had a panel discussion here on QTV, and I said, I was the only one who said, this is rubbish. There's no way they're going to get troops from any other African country, West African country, to go in and kind of intercept and fight to restore democracy. That's not going to happen. That's not it's not the way they operate. I mean, in Sierra Leone, when ECOMOG came, they gave them a kind of intervention mandate. So they were able to bomb the rebels, RUF, you know, the Nigerian Air Force. They bombed them. It wasn't, they didn't just go there for peacekeeping. But I think since then they've learned lessons that it's not such a good thing, because people who were killed, you know, civilians who had nothing to do with RUF, their families were not happy. You know, that their relatives were killed.
So for me, those are the points that I am trying to fish out, to show you. I mean, coup leaders, they are not scared of ECOWAS. They don't do what ECOWAS, say what they tell them to do. So it's happening. It happened in Guinea-Conakry when Doumbouya took over. Nothing happened.
I'm smiling because
it happened in Mali. Nothing happened.
The reason I'm smiling is because you say coup leaders don't listen to it. ECOWAS about 3 years ago said they wanted every ECOWAS country to have term limits.
Yes.
Very few of them do.
To avoid
and that's not just military. Even civilians.
Civilians,
even here we don't have term limits. So, you know.
So people are not taking heed of what ECOWAS is saying?
There are many things that people, you know.
We can intervene.
We need.
And ECOWAS cannot be dictators also. They cannot be dictators. What they can do is to lead dialogues, foster peace and unity. Like he said, they cannot send in soldiers to go and harm innocent civilians. So I think at the top of their priority list is the best interest of civilians.
So then, do you know the issue of Guinea-Bissau? I mean, the coup leader is going to take over until he decides when to...
He'll be there in 5 years.
When to conduct elections.
If ever. You know.
But then the citizens also have a role to play. Maybe he'll be there not that long, because the citizens can just come out and say, okay, enough is enough. We just want our country back. And the military, no matter how powerful they are, they cannot be more powerful than the civilians.
The thing is, when these people take over, people tend to be scared. As far as I remember, and I've lived long enough in West Africa and been interested in it, the only time I can remember that you would say the civilians have brought a junta almost to its knees was in Sierra Leone. 25th of May, 1997, there was a coup d'etat led by Johnny Paul Koroma. Everybody who was a civil servant refused to go to work for months. It's never happened in any other West African country. What are you going to do, kill everybody?
That's a good precedent.
Huh?
I said that's a good precedent.
Yes, but nobody else has done it. You know, and that's what people need to do. We will not work with you. We will not cooperate with you. And you, like I said, you can't go around shoot the whole country. But you know how many people have taken that? That's 1997. Nobody's done it since that I'm aware of. And you know, it really was a kind of wake up. I was in England at the time. I was covering Sierra Leone.
But then they cannot also withstand sanctions as well.
Yeah, well,
they cannot withstand sanctions.
Yeah.
So power lies in sanctions too. No country wants to be isolated anyway.
Even if you isolate certain countries, I mean the Sahel, they've been isolated.
I was about to say
at some point. But what happened?
And the pressure from the civilians in those countries to say, don't isolate these people, Nigeria, Niger. You had people saying, look, we do millions, hundreds of millions of trade
With them.
across our border. We are the ones who are suffering, you know. Please, you know, release. And of course, they've released all the kind of, you know, border the sort of blockades and everything else, and all those blockages. And so the citizens sometimes, when they're starving, or they can pressure the governments to break sanctions, or do away, or not even impose sanctions.
That's true, but the alleged winner of the election can also compromise with the military. Maybe they can have a compromise that will be in the best interest of the citizenry as well.
That could
If
be
all talks fail, yeah.
It could be one avenue if the military consider that, you know, that they can work with him, because you've heard, you know, Ntam gave a statement yesterday saying that he's going to crack down on corruption. I just laughed when I heard it, you know, and he's gonna stamp out the drug trade. I'm like, you guys have been saying this for the last 30 years. Nobody's done it yet in your country. What makes you think anybody's going to believe that you can do it? You know, so yeah, it's ridiculous.
A complicated situation.
It is. It is.
So, I mean, the Mbalo is now in Brazzaville. So he moved there because the situation was a bit uncomfortable for him in Senegal.
I don't know if he moved. It might be a temporary thing.
Yeah, for some time. You know. Let's see what's going to happen. But for me, I believe there is nothing that's going to happen. The military leader is going to continue. I mean,
ruling the country.
You know,
I don't know if you watched yesterday. He's announced a whole cabinet. He's announced a whole, because initially it was said that, you know, he was going to retain Mbalo's all of his cabinet ministers. But I think had he done that, then all the talk
it
about
will be clear.
Will be clear.
So, it will be clear.
Yesterday he's got, you know, heads of the civil service. He's changed everybody. And I thought, wow, you've done all this in 2 days. And you know, and then he lined up with all of them, all 30 or 40 of them, the ministers, the heads of the civil service, and it was quite impressive on Televisão, Guinea-Bissau. You know, they were all there. Quite interesting. So yeah, I've been watching that. So that's one of the things I was doing.
It is
on
very
Sunday.
sad. I mean, for the main opposition leader. I mean, with the confidence that, okay, I am almost there.
Yes.
Just to get the button and they
block you.
Oh my God.
But you know, for me, because I remember saying on here that I thought it was unwise that Diaz da Costa had said the day after the elections, we've won, when not a single vote had been counted. And then, of course, 2 days later, Mbalo came and said, no, I've won, and there won't even be a second round. Because when you start having that, you're giving the army an excuse to say there's instability in the country, we're coming in to stabilize the situation. So, so it proved to be.
I think they also contributed he contributed to his downfall at some point. He should have just been silent.
Yeah, leave it to the authorities to announce the results.
And just wait. So politics of throwing shots at each other. NPP condemns UDP's Bori Toure over divisive remarks. I mean,
are you going to tell us what those divisive remarks are?
Well, it would have been good for us to delve into the papers, but I know it must be one of their political, shots that they send to each other.
Yeah, yes. So are you aware what the remarks were?
No, I'm not aware.
No, neither am I.
So the governor, one of the governors, I am not sure where he's from, but he's saying, let Barrow sack Chiefs Al-Kalulu, not willing to support him.
Wow.
And then
that's extreme.
Foroya has a story that is linked to that. He says, Chief withholds stamps on 3 village heads in Foni. And then the subheading is linked to President's Barrow tour? Question mark.
Yeah. So, I mean, then Chiefs Al-Kalulu's, it's not a political appointment. It was probably the chief.
Traditional.
Yeah, but maybe the Al-Kalo was, chosen by the village. Or, you know, then. But now Al-Kalulus are appointed by the government of the Gambia. I'm not sure whether they are paid salaries. Because there was a time we were talking about.
They were promised.
But I don't know whether it materialized. But look where it is now taking us. You know, the president can even sack an Al-Kalo.
Yeah.
And yes, it's a little bit troubling because they are the traditional custodians of one of the precious things that are dear to people's heart, that is land. And if that is politicized, it breeds problem among the indigents and settlers of that particular village. So, and also the issue of sacking, appointing and firing alcalos, I think it should be left the way it was, like inheritance, or the villagers coming when there is a conflict of inheritance, people coming together to vote traditionally for alcalos to take over the mantle of leadership from their predecessors. But in this case, someone who is appointed by government, you know, they said you cannot bite the hand that feeds you. If I appoint you to be an alcalo of a particular village and you are not doing as I wish, or you're not doing what I wanted you to do, there will be problem. Probably some alcalos will be like, okay, if I do not yield to this, I might lose my position as an alcalo. Okay, but there are some who are resistant and say, okay, this is my birthright as an alcalo, so the government has no right to dictate me. So I think the issues are a bit confusing. I think the government, what the government should do is to leave alcalos to the people, to the grassroots people, to elect them, to deal with them as they wish. But if they come into electing them, then there is problem.
I think Halimatu has nailed it. There's an old saying, if you appoint me, I will not disappoint you. So if you have the power to appoint people, those people feel beholden to you. They have an allegiance to you rather even than to the people that they supposedly have some sort of rule over, and you know that is quite dangerous. Yeah.
Do you have alcalos in Sierra Leone?
No, we don't.
You don't. What do you have?
We have chiefs and paramount chiefs, but even the paramount chieftaincy was a thing that was introduced by the British. And when you were made a paramount chief, they gave you a staff with a silver sort of crown on top. And of course, that was quite...
An insignia.
Yes, and it was quite... but a lot of it was hereditary, as Halimatu says. And so it was passed down, you know, from within family. But sometimes that wasn't particularly good either, because if you get somebody who's incompetent or they're just very, very bad, then you're stuck with them because, you know, they've inherited the title and you're stuck. You can't do anything with them. You can't get rid of them. So, you know, there are pros and cons, I think, for both systems. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was that way in the Gambia until after 1994, when the junta involved almost all the traditional rulers into politics, you know. So it was.
So do you have time for Foroya's bottom left return of former President Jammeh to Gambia delayed?
Yeah. Let's delve into that.
Are you the one responsible for not giving him his passport? You've now made him miss his November.
We've seized his passport.
His November date with destiny. Of course, when he comes back, we'll all be rounded up for making fun of him. But on the Standard, if I could jump newspapers, top left hand, this is Brody, the human rights chap, says Manjang's arrest could be nail in the coffin for Jammeh. If you read through this, and what others are saying is that Manjang might give some sort of plea where he will reveal all for maybe a lesser sentence.
Yeah, to be a key witness.
Yeah. So as exactly, it could be a kind of state witness, which is a very kind of common American thing where you plea bargain.
A lot, yes.
A lot in America, where
to avoid the death sentence or something.
Death sentence, a long sentence, and so on. Yeah. You agree to cooperate with the state. So maybe that's what Brody's getting at.
I'm sure he can be a key witness for the prosecution, but with all the alleged atrocities that Manjang committed, I'm not sure any judge will tamper justice with mercy. With all the victims coming out on social media, I've seen one of our former colleagues, Namori, was saying, okay, here comes the man who promised to burn me alive. Yeah. You know, who threatened to burn me alive. And I know there are a lot of survivors and victims out there who are waiting for a day like this. So for him to have such a bargain with the state is going to be very difficult, because we have to put the best interest of the victims and survivors.
Sorry to tell you, but worse things have happened than that sort of bargain that you're talking about, where somebody who has been, you know, quite involved in lots and lots of killings and torture has said, either you give me this deal or I won't cooperate.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have to
There
balance.
should be an argument.
You are
And
cornered,
you cannot feel that.
Yes, there are cases where the state is cornered into agreeing to such terms too. However, Manjan's case is a complicated one.
It's extremely.
In fact, he's one of the junglers that when they mention on TRRC, when they mention his name, everybody gets angry. He's one of the people. In fact, I got a neighbor who said to me, when is that Manjang coming? When are we bringing him? Because that guy, he needs to come.
Yes, because we've talked about him being arrested. He has not been extradited yet to the Gambia, you know, from Senegal to the Gambia. So, And also 2 Gambian flagged oil ships hit by explosions at sea.
Yes, Mr. Hadi, I don't understand. I mean, according to a discussion that I had with a friend, he said it is alleged that there are ships sometimes flying the ocean with Gambian flags. I don't know how true is that.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm not
They're
sure.
called flags of convenience. So you have Gambia, Sierra Leone and Liberia. There are lots and lots of ships, hundreds of them out there that have our flag. They're registered as being Gambian, but we don't own them.
We don't own them. Yeah.
They just carry our flag because it's cheaper than registering it in England and so on. And in this instance, if you want to carry Russian oil, then obviously you're not going to register in any EU country. You're not going to register it in America and so on. You register in Gambia, where the rules are lax to the point of being non-existent, and then they've been hit allegedly by Ukrainian drones because they suspected them of carrying Russian oil, which of course is meant to be under sanctions. And so, yes, they're Gambian in name only, but obviously we don't own any ships.
Name on flag.
And flag, I mean, just, Russian register. In the 60s, 70s and 80s, traditionally you'd hear a Liberian registered tanker. Liberia doesn't own they don't even have a single tanker that they own, but it was just
things are happening, huh?
Flag of God. But it's very, I'm surprised you're not aware of it.
Well, I just want to.
What are we gaining from that?
Nothing.
From them carrying our flag? Are they paying some royalties to us?
They probably pay something like $10,000 to get the registration, and that's about it. I'm sorry.
Too small.
So don't forget about royalties.
You just carry a whole Gambian flag with just $10,000.
And that's why they come here, because it's so cheap and it's so easy to get it.
I think the authorities need to work on that.
There's a list of Gambian registered.
They need to work on that. We cannot just be accepting chicken change.
It is, in fact, less than chicken change.
Well, thank you. This is what we have on the newspaper.
Yeah, so we don't have time for this story on the Standard. Mayor Lowe says IEC erred in scheduling by-election nominations over Christmas. But that's another one. That's a deep one. Yes.
That's a mistake from IEC.
Over Christmas. Yes. Big mistake.
The feast.
All right, so we'll take a short break. Thank you very much, Halimotu, for reviewing this story.
I'm always happy to be here.
We are always happy to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, so viewers, this is what we have on the newspaper review. We'll be right back after the break.
Opticalia, Gambia's leader in optical care with 5 locations offering the best in visual health. With cutting-edge European technology, Opticalia delivers single vision lenses in just 20 minutes. At Opticalia, we care about our future. Eye exams are free for individuals under 18, ensuring everyone has access to quality eye care. But it's not just about vision. Opticalia also provides advanced audiology services to ensure your hearing health is in the best hands. Our audiology services offer European standard hearing aids and diagnostics, ensuring everyone can hear clearly. Whether it's testing or treatment, you can trust Opticalia for your auditory care. Opticalia offers European standard products, fair prices, and exceptional value all under one roof. Visit Opticalia at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia or call us on 7767-121 or at any of our regional branches. Banjul 7767-126. Brikama 7767-123. Farafenni 7767-124. Basse 7767-125. Opticalia. Love what you see and hear.
Gila Bila radiyallahu anha waɗi noddingol folongol e Islam. Noddingol tawa e diine men on. Julɓe ɓen noddinte ɗoye ɓe yahude ɓe juula. Enen fof daroɗen dula goto. Si tawi ka jogiɗo ma ala. Fof juula laaɓi 5 e ñallal ngal. Aji Bank Limited no welti fi tawede laaɓi 3 oɗo azan competition fi ɓe dépensamo ɓe ɓeydanamo doole. ɗum ɗo ko fi tun hoolagol ko wonɗen kon ha para yiɗa daro fonka ko annduɗa ɗum ɗon woni ko hawti en kon ɗum woni hoolagol ha para noon kadi noddingol. Thank you very much. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's move on to the other segment of this program. Public service. No ID, no pay. I mean, we definitely find this, heading very interesting. And we deem it necessary to invite the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Mr. Sirif Jallow, to take us through. Mr. Jallow, it's good to have you on this program.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, no ID, no pay. For the public service. Why did you come up with this initiative?
Thank you very much, Mr. Balde. As indicated in the press release, the ministry is in the process of developing and then introducing a comprehensive human resource management information system. For the first time in the history of this country, the government will have a dedicated human resource management information system, to practically manage the workforce. But before you get to that, there are preparatory activities that you need to undertake, and this is one of them. Because as when the system is developed, tested, and up and running, data has to be migrated from existing sources, both in manual form and in electronic form. But that data has to be authenticated because it is linked to people, and there is no way you can authenticate anybody without going back to the foundational ID. And the foundational ID in this case is the national ID and the civil registration system. So it's a very important step towards the preparations that we are doing to get the HRMIS.
So one of the things that we've heard in the Gambia, in many African countries, is about ghost workers. Every year you will hear there's an audit and X number of hundreds of thousands ghost workers. Is this also to combat that?
Yes, eventually the HRMIS will give us a sustainable solution to that. As you know, doing yearly audits is both time consuming and also expensive. But with the HRMIS and also with the introduction of these electronic clock-in systems where you are required to clock in biometrically before you start work, that also is going to be linked to the HRMIS, linked to the payroll, so that the parameters will be set. If you do not log in, let's say for 2 days or 3 days, based on the parameters that are set, your salary will be stopped automatically.
Assuming you're not ill or anything like that, of course.
Yeah, of course, because if you are ill, if you are on leave, or if you are on other authorized absences, the system is notified, because there will be a system administrator who will have that information.
So let me just get one thing clear. Is a national ID, is it issued to everybody in the Gambia? Is it compulsory or not? National ID. Does everybody have an ID card?
Well, if you are an adult
Yes.
and 18 above, you must have an ID,
Right.
because it's the only way to authenticate and legalize you as a person.
The reason I ask that is
Yeah.
that what had the civil service been doing then up before now? If somebody wanted a job with the civil service, did they not have to present that?
Yeah, they did, but like I said, one of the other foundational IDs that we've been using was the birth registration.
Right.
Like every candidate who is interested in getting a job in the civil service must present a birth certificate as part of the documents that you submit in your application.
So what government law, regulations, supports this policy?
You see, the Ministry of Public Service is anchored on the Public Service Act 1991, although we are in the process of reviewing it.
Yeah.
Now, there are also some subsidiary regulations that are linked to the Act, that are the General Orders, the Public Service Commission regulations, and the Code of Conduct. So these are the main instruments, and also the financial regulations. These are the main instruments that the Ministry of Public Service has at its disposal in the management of the civil service.
And according to the press release, the process to issue the ID cards was concluded on the 21st of November. Is that correct?
Yeah, the process facilitated by us.
Yeah.
We recognize it was a challenge getting IDs.
Sure.
So what we did was we collaborated with the Gambia Immigration Department,
Sure.
Wherein we developed a schedule and then went on a registration exercise specifically meant for civil servants, so that at least they can have easy access to the ID.
Okay.
So that team traveled the entire country for 1 month and 2 weeks to enroll civil servants. So that is the exercise
Yes.
that concluded on the 21st.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because we also have a press release here
Yeah.
telling those in URR, civil servants, and says they can collect them from Mr. Ibrahim Sanyang, Education Officer, Regional Education Directorate, Basse, during working hours, although they don't give his address. I guess they think everybody in Basse will know it. From today, from December the 1st, 2025 onwards. What about the rest of the country?
Yeah, this is referring to the registrations that happened in URR.
In URR.
It was happening in regions.
Yeah.
Like it started in Banjul.
Yes.
We spent a week in Banjul.
Yes.
People were enrolled, registered, and the cards printed. When they are printed, they are now delivered at a location for someone to distribute to their owners. We did that in KM. We did that in West Coast, LRR, CRR, URR, and North Bank.
Okay.
So the cards that were the enrollment that was done in URR is now ready.
Right.
So the cards are delivered in URR. So for everybody that registered in URR, for them to go and collect their cards.
And the reason I asked, what about the rest of the country was my question.
Yeah, the rest of the country, it's done, because those that did in Banjul collected their cards. The ones that did in KM collected their cards.
Okay.
The ones that in West Coast and so forth collected their.
Right, okay.
So are all the cards ready for the civil servants?
Yes, they've collected.
And okay, they've collected.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to. I just
you Bacetonians
that we didn't collect
You
our
just-
cards yet.
you can
you know.
collect from today.
Oh, okay.
They were
okay.
ready for collection from today. So in
that's
case any
interesting.
civil servants and pensioners who were former civil servants want to know that from today, they can collect it from Mr. Ibrahim Sanyang, the Education Officer, Regional Education Directorate.
That is the people that
Basse.
registered in Basse.
In Basse. In Basse.
Yeah.
Yes, in Basse.
Yes.
That's right, because it says following the successful completion for civil servants and pensioners in the Upper River region, the ministry informs you that you can now, your cards are ready for collection.
If you remember, this is not a new initiative. When the government was also introducing the integrated financial management system,
Yes.
that is the IFMIS in around 2007, something similar happened.
Okay.
Because that was the time the tax identification number,
Yes.
was introduced. And that tax identification number became mandatory for every person. Before you are enrolled into the payroll, into the government payroll, you must have a tax
TIN.
identification number.
Yes.
So there was also a massive campaign in which civil servants were told you must provide a TIN certificate, a TIN number, by a set date, or else the system cannot pay you salary. It's not anybody's fault. It's just that the system required for the TIN to be one of the parameters in the system. So if you don't have a TIN, obviously you cannot have pay. So that also happened in around 2007.
So previously no TIN, no pay. Now it's no
exactly
ID.
No ID, no pay.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, that's really interesting, Mr. Ade.
So now you've said that, as far as you're aware, it's been rolled out across the country, and now you are probably the last to get. Okay. So what happens now? Is there going to be an audit based on whether people pick up and so on? And if somebody says, "Oh, there was a problem with processing mine, I didn't get it," so what are the methods by which they can check to make sure that they get verified and they get their ID?
Okay, let's distinguish that a little bit.
Yeah.
Are we referring to the people that actually went to the registration centers and had issues with their ID, or we are referring to people that had never?
No, people
gone
who
to
had people who had issues, because these things always happen. There's always something that somebody gets kind of missed, because people see the press release and they're scared, no ID, no pay, and they think, oh, I registered but I didn't get my ID. So is there a process to deal with those, is essentially what I'm asking.
Interestingly, I've not received any reports of anybody that went to any of the centers, got registered and did not get their ID. Perhaps the issue would be now the people that did not seize the opportunity
to register,
to register, meaning now they have to go to the immigration on their own, depending on where they are. They visit the respective issuing centers, that are available in the regions that they are, so that they can get it on their own. But the people that got it through our intervention, I did not receive any report. There could be, but I did not receive any report that.
One thing that struck me when I read the press release, I have to be honest, was that I don't recall. So I don't know how you reached out to people to get them to register to be eligible, because I don't recall anybody coming to QTV, Q Radio, and reaching out to civil servants to say. So what was the method by which you actually did your kind of outreach to make sure that people were able to register so that they wouldn't miss out?
Okay, we did it in several ways. First, we utilized the internal communication mechanisms within government. That is through letters to the heads of departments, heads of institutions. And we also issued a press release. I don't know how come you missed that press release, because it was issued by the same gentleman, Lamin Dabo.
I'll have to have a word with him, I think, because when I read this, that was the first thing that struck me. I have to say. Yeah,
a press release was issued. Like for every region that we are going, Dabo will issue a press release to say we've completed this region. Now we are moving to this region. Anybody that is in this region, can you kindly go to this place and so that you can get your ID?
If Mr. Dabo is watching, we are a TV station. We're not going to read out your press release unless you ask us to read it out. We would want to invite you to come in and talk about it. Really, I mean, I'm not trying to get Mr. Dabo in trouble or anything.
So let's talk about the payments for these IDs. Is it free for the ones that you've secured for the people?
No, we only facilitated because the fees are regulated by the Gambia Immigration Department. So the fees remain the same.
So who are paying?
Everybody pays. When you go to get your ID, of course the ID is not free.
Okay.
You pay to get
all right,
your
because
ID.
From the conversation I've listened, you said, okay, this force, transaction, you facilitated it. So next, if you want to get it, you go for yourself.
On your own, yes.
So I just wanted to know whether the ministry was also facilitating those payments for the staff.
No, unfortunately, we didn't have such resources.
You don't have such resources,
No.
a ministry
Maybe-
like
maybe,
this?
Maybe we'll come to QTV and then QTV will loan us some
Sponsor.
funds.
Yeah,
And then we
yeah. So what about new staff that are coming in? New people that are, coming into the public service. So what about those people? Some of them might not get IDs, on time. So what should they bring before they process their IDs?
Yeah, right now, if you are getting recruited, I think the beauty now is everybody knows what you have to present.
Yeah, quite.
Before you get into government. If anybody is in fact, the vacancy announcements that are issued are usually very, very clear.
And it will state you require what documents you require.
Exactly, what
to bring.
documents you require.
Yeah.
And if you don't have, I'm sorry, it means your chances of getting the job is very limited. Even if you happen to, if the outcome happens to lead to a tie between two of you and you produce all the documents, obviously the job will go to
the
him.
person who has all the documents intact. Yeah. Okay.
So any other thing you would like to share before we close this segment?
Only that I think this is a great opportunity to come here and spread the message. As you said earlier, our first press release perhaps was not as widely circulated as this one.
It might have been. Maybe some of my colleagues saw it.
Maybe,
I just said I didn't. So maybe.
Yeah, but if you are QTV and if you don't see it, you are a big chunk of the media. So we'll definitely take note of that. That is a very important feedback which we will use to improve, on the way we disseminate information next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming on the program. Viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues. We'll be back. Gilabila radiyallahu anha wadi noddingol folongol e Islam. Noddingol tawa e diine men on. Julbe ben noddinte ɗoye ɓe yahude ɓe juula. Enen fof daroɗen dula goto. Si tawi ka jogiɗo ma ala. Fow juula laaɓi joyi e ñallal ngal. Aji Bank Limited no welti fi tawede laaɓi tati oɗo agent competition fi ɓe dépensamo ɓe ɓeydanamo doole. ɗum ɗo ko fi tun hoolagol ko wonɗen kon ha para yiɗa daro fonka ko annduɗa ɗum ɗon woni ko hawti en kon ɗum woni hoolagol ha para noon kadi noddingol fi juulen. Awa tawe ɗum ɗo joni an kadi ɓeydita hen e sengo ko annduɗa ko ɗum woni noddingol. Waɗu vidéo joni nulda e WhatsApp hara hiɗa noddina e oɗon nomba 3373555 ɗo e balɗe 30 lewru December 2025. Meɗen jogi yimɓe ɓe annduɗa hiɓe jogi gandal ko kamɓe darata te noon kadi min noddoya on ɗo ka QTV fi wawa yiide poɗodiron e ko ɓura andirede e final on fi wawon yiide on gañike te noon ɓe jonniray ko annduɗa ko ɗum woni certificate ji mbuuɗi kañum kadi e piiji boyi. 2026 National Agent Competition ko Aji Bank dépensi ɗum. Aji Bank yo investment partner.
nayine dake network koto mi yalonko wole warta nyim banko kan adung adabe soniaring wala nyama imuna fang telefono la mi yalonko abe seniaring adung internet wobe tariaring nyindum kiusel dorna sinyin nati aleno ibori yela kiusel line ota customer care mi suti atima bi kiusel network ko mi warta network ko beti adung adabe soniaring kiusel sunu boss ndolla silo walang dulia bulan noma.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM. and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Bukal.
This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's move on to mainstreaming madrasa education, and a very significant topic.
Indeed.
And you know, it will be important for us to engage, I mean, those responsible and who are involved in it. We have Pa Samba Balde, Chairman National Madrasa Board, and Imam Usman Jah, Member National Madrasa Board. It's good to have you gentlemen here. To talk about the mainstreaming of madrasa education, very, very significant. What does this mean? But first, let's say hello to our viewers, Mr. Balde.
Thank you, Mr. Balde. It's a pleasure for me to be here to talk about the newly constituted National Madrasa Board in company with Imam Usman Jah. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here to clarify whatever you would want to be clarified.
Imam, yow ñu ngi la dalal ci programme bi bëggoon nañ ñu def ko mu balance tuuti ñu am anglais ñu am wolof pour mu mun a gën a fés ci biti.
That's how we want it.
Yeah, that's how we want it.
I prefer that anyway.
You prefer that? Okay. Okay. All right.
ñu ngi leen di nuyu bu baax a baax. xam naa li ma jaaxal nag ñaari Balde yi.
Waaw.
soo moytuwul doo feya da nga ko laaj bu yomba mën nga laaj bu be careful. Mr. Adam
Imam naka nga ko xamee.
Mr. Adi is in my side.
Imam noo ko xamee. Imam yow borom xam-xam nga.
I know. Anyway, we thank you very much definitely for inviting us to make some clarifications about NMB. Inshallah ta'ala, people will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Balde, let's talk about mainstreaming the madrasa education. What does this mean?
Thank you, Mr. Balde. To answer that question, I think we need to look at the history of madrasa education in this country. Just a brief history for that matter. I think we all know madrasa education predates the conventional Western education that we have. So when the colonialists came, they came with Western education. So when Western education was, set up, it coexisted with the daras. Okay? So what happened was, parents would send their children to the daras first, and then eventually they would transition to the Western education. Then those who were not interested continued with the dara, and then they went on with the dara until they became scholars. Yes. Then down the line, we began to have formalized madrasa education. That is, not the daras, which were not very formal. Now, when that formalized madrasa education, was established, the madrasas were not many. So the graduates from those madrasas were still, people who graduated to perform specific roles in society. So it was not so much of a problem for government. So in other words, we can really say madrasa education was an auxiliary to the conventional education system. Then again down the line, the madrasas, the number of madrasas increased, the student population increased very much. And now, instead of being an auxiliary system to the conventional one, it has now kind of become a parallel system. Now, the numbers are, you cannot just use the usual outlets that were there to provide employment and vocation for them. You now have to make sure that they also have other possibilities outside those usual outlets, imam Arabic teachers, Islamic teachers, and the like. So hence the need to mainstream them, because they now need to have the same opportunities that are available, to the products of the conventional system. So that's the thinking behind government. And since there is need for this mainstreaming, government needs to regulate, because you need to be sure of what is happening there. You need to be sure, for instance, that you have a common curriculum. You need to be sure too that the assessment that is done is also common, so that you can vouch for those who are leaving it in the different madrasas to having really the same level of education. Yes.
Yeah. Imam, ñu ngi laa dalal bëggoon nañ ñu waxtaan mainstreaming madrasa, jàngim madrasa bi.
waaw bismillahi rahmani rahim wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. xanaa rek dañuy ñëw pour assist suñ chairman ci yi nga xam ne moom lay wax. li mu wax amuñu dara lu ñu ci teg. xanaa rek suñ ko bëggee yóbbu ci weneen làkk dañuy commend décision bi nga xam ne Ministry of Higher Education jël nañu ko pour ñu fexe ba ñaari jàngu yi ñu mën a déggoo, ndax ñoo bokk benn nation ba pare bokk benn réew, te lu gaañ benn si ñaar rek dafay gaañ ñëpp. waaw comme ni mu ko waxee noonu la tëddee. bi colonialiste yi ñëwee seen bopp lañ fi indi te seen bopp it lañ ñu jàngal, waaye dañoo fekkoon réew mi ñoom itam ñu am seen diine, waaye diine jooju ñu ormaaloon ko nag, ndax man maa ngi commende colonialiste yi nga xam ne ñoo jiitu woon fii ci Gambia. ndax soo xoolee not only ci wàllu education waaye soo ñëwee ci wàllu judiciary itam dañu bàyyi woon xel bu baax a baax. even more than 100 years back la judiciary islamic judiciary tàmbali woon ci Gambia, te ñoom ñoo ko mayoon waa réew mi ne comme que lii mooy seen diine, ñuy àttewoo ci seen diine ci wàll googu nga xam ne lu am solo la ci dundini doomu aadama. Likewise madrasa moom lately lañ la government bi taxawaay bu dëgër bii, waaye ci tàmbali bi nit ku ne li nga am rek ngay joxe, mooy da ngay nekk li ñoo tuddee majalis, da ngay toog nit ñi bugg a jàng ñëw toog ci sa kanam, toog ci suuf nga am sa book nga di leen ko jàngal. booba njàng mi ay book la woon, da ngay wax naan jàng naa book sàngam ak book sàngam ak book sàngam. su ko defee soo ko jàngee ba jeexal books yooyu, books yi dañ daan jeex, maanaam si wàllu literature dafa am books yoo xam ne moom lañ am moo available. soo ñëwee ci wàllu grammar dafa am books yu available. soo ñëwee ci islamic jurisprudence dafa am books yoo xam ne moo available. te yooyu moo doon major subjects yoo xam ne moom lañ daan jàng. soo ko jàngee nag ba bare xam-xam, yow fi ne ñunu neen danañ xamante ne diw sàngam mi borom xam-xam la. waaye boo nekkee borom xam-xam ba pare sa xam-xam man duñ ko mën a jëriñoo.
réew mi du ko mën a
réew mi du ko mën a jëriñoo. maanaam da nga koy jàng ba pare comme que xam-xamu diine la rek nga xam sa diine, soo paree nga dem uti nag wërsëg, ndax da ngay dem béyi, ndax da ngay dem business, wala noo mun a def rek. ku bugg a ñëw jàng, même kii jàng si su jàngee dafay nekk taalibe, su ba pare di yaa koy amee di ko dundal, moom itam mu di la béyal. noonu lañ daan dundee. biñ demee nag ba ñu bëri ci réew mi génn dem jàngi, jógee ci réewi arab yi, te système bi ñuy jàngee mooy normal education system bi moom lañ jàngee. nga xam ne te loolu moo li ci Gambie yëpp benn la, ci ne da ngay am primary, am junior secondary, am senior secondary, am higher education. foofu itam noonu la. waaye ak loo ci mën di dégg système ba ci bitim réew ak système u fii mun naa uute, ndax réew mu ne ak niñ tëralee seen système. biñ ñëwee nag ci lañ jéem a normalise Islamic education bi ñu def normal education system mu ànd ak non how to call it education waaw ak non normal education system bi ñoom ñaar ñëpp ñu ànd di dem government nag gis ne lii su ko defee dana loos lu bare bare because nit ñaa ngi yokku di dugg ci school yi anglais arab yi te ñooñu suñ génnee Gambian lañ te suñ leen utalul liggéey suñ amut fuñ liggéeyee loolu dafa nekk disaster sax ndax nit su jànge ba pare amul lum liggéey mun naa dugg sax ci yeneen yoo xam ne xaju ci loolu nag moo tax xalaat bi jóg pour ne naka la ñuy def ba ñi nekk ci ñi jàng ci li ñoo tuddee système bi mu fi tudda mooy bu anglais bii nii ak ñi nekk ci arab bi naka la ñuy def ba ñoom ñaar ñu déggoo ñu mën a maaj to certain extent ba nga xam ne réew mi dana leen mën a jëriñoo ñoom itam ñu mën a jëriñ seen bopp loolu defe naa ne xalaat bu am solo la boo xam ne dañ ci comment government bii nii rawatina Minister of Higher Education Honorable Pierre Gomez definitely ci jéego bu am solo bi nga xam ne seqi na ko ci.
So, Mr. Balde, we've heard about the situation that we're trying to address. In terms of the board, what is your mandate and what is your role in trying to make sure that this comes to fruition and succeeds?
All right. Thank you very much. So the mandate of the board is to regulate madrasa education. Basically, the board becomes the instrument by which government is going to do the regulation. The board is composed in such a way that all the stakeholders, in the madrasa system and also in the conventional system are included in the board. So we will oversee the development of a common curriculum. We will also work on improving the assessment system. Currently, there is already a system that is in place to do the assessment. And I also know that there is an outfit called Amana, which is already doing some form of, coordination. So we will oversee that. We will enhance their capacity, but also, increase the professionalism by which they do activities like assessment. So we will make sure that, at the end of the day, those who graduate from the different madrasas that are in the school, we now know that they have a standardized, they did a standardized assessment, and we can vouch that whatever result one has will correspond to, somebody who has a similar result from a different madrasa. Basically, that is the mandate of the board. Yes.
Imam?
Waaw, wax na lu am solo foofu. Xam nga balaaw board bi taxaw fekkoon na mu am am na jëmm yu taxawoon ba pare comme ni mu ko tuddee lu ñoo tuddee amaana. Amaana man mi executive member la ci amaana. Amaana ñooy ñi nga xam ne biñ toogee ba gis ne efforts yi dafa tasaaroo ku nekk yaa ngi tabax sa English and Arabic wala Arabic and Islamic school fii fële ku nekk di dem ak sa système kenn àndut ak sa morom système ba pare te ku nekk school bi nga jàngee idéologie boobu moom nga def ci sa school bi te ñun ñii ñu nga jógee Morocco ñii ñu nga jógee Algeria ñii ñu nga jógee Syria ñii Égypte lañ jàngee ñi ku nekk université si bokkuñ ay plan ak seeni xalaat ku nekk sa bos ngay demee te ñoo ñëpp ñu bokk benn ndey bu ñoo tuddee benn Gambie bi soo ci lañ xalaatoon ne nañ bokk ñu taxawal lu ñoo tuddee amaana muy Secretariat for Arabic and Islamic Education te booba major schools yi ñoom juróomi major schools yi ñoo boolantoon ñu tabax ko mooy ku demee ni ki Talinding Islamic Tadamun Cheikh Maska dégg nga maam ak ñeneen ñoo bokkoon ñu taxawal loolu loolu liñ ci jublu woon mooy fexe ba njàng mi ñu jegeele curriculum bi ñu fexe ba mu nekk benn curriculum fexe ba ñu mën a am acceptance maanaam ñu recognize ñu ci government recognize ñu ci bitim réew nga xam ne sa certificate bi soo ko fi jëlee government dina ko accept ñu am secrétariat am président am secrétaire général yoo xam ne ñooy dox te ñu liggéey boobu niñ ko daan defee mooy itam ñu xool naka curriculum yi nga xam ne moom la school si am ak naka lañ leen di matché bañ nekk benn fi ne nii achieve nañ ci lu bare bare because fi ne daanaka school si yi ci ëpp yëpp normal education ñi nga xam ne normal education system bi lañ amee ñëpp dañuy register under Amana su boobaa da ngay dem by conditions yi nga xam ne moom la Amana yi tëralal waaw ñu dem sax ba fi ne unify nañ certificate yi ci junior secondary ba fi ne ren sax la ñuy tàmbali pour ñu unify certificate yi ci senior secondary te fexe nañ ba unified curriculum bi dimbandikoo ak benn university boo xam ne mu ngi Sudan nga xam ne seeni borom ñëw nañ fii ñu am memorandum of understanding sign ko nga xam ne suñ certificate bi dafa nekk onda néemi dafa enu néemi university boobu nga xam ne fu borom mun a dem ci àddina bi dinañ ko ci réewi arab yi dinañ ko mën a recognize léegi nag boot bii li muy gën a jëriñ nag mooy efforts yooyu nga xam ne def nañ ko ci Amana àggagut ci higher level ci government waaye fi ne boot bii su taxawee mooy fexe nag ba mu àgg higher level ci government nga xam ne government daf koy recognize ci fuñ manti dem nga xam ne soo fa génnee mën ngaa dugga fu la neex ci university Gambia yi ci normal education bi ak ci university yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci bitim réew.
Yeah, so I mean, Mr. Balde, I mean, what challenges do the madrasas have in adopting to this modern education?
Well, I think the challenge is that, first of all, a good number of them were just individual establishments, not so. So a good number of them, gave weight to Islamic and Arabic education. But the issue is, so many people have now established them that, the ultimate aim that they had, which was to address, the need for imams and Arabic teachers and the like, now, it is more than enough. You can't just, the outlets that are there are not enough to cater for everybody. So hence the need for that coordination. I think what was missing was that form of really coordination. Somebody needed to be there to look at the bigger picture and say, look, we need to address this thing. We need to make sure that, this system, which has now become a parallel one, to, also have STEM, to also have TVET in it, so that the graduates, can fit into, the mainstream economy. So I think that really was the challenge. The challenge now is how do we, capacitize them? How do we ensure that, we can have teachers who can provide STEM education, TVET education, knowing that in the madrasas, the medium of instruction is
because
Arabic.
there was a time.
Yes.
There was a time, even if you were to send your child to a Quranic education or a madrasa, what you will be told is, what is he going to become in the future?
Exactly.
He's just going to be an ustaz, or he's just going to be an imam.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But I think this is going to change the narrative. Imam is here. Imam is an auto mechanic expert sitting here.
Yes. Yes. So we getting that curriculum also means looking at what they have on the ground at the moment, but also, attempting to also let it correspond
Yeah.
to what the conventional curriculum is. You know, even if they don't correspond 100%, at least anything around 80 to 90% should correspond. Because now they are going to be competing, you know, in the same market.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. So,
Imam.
yes, thank you.
waaw li muy wax ni lu am solo la dafa fekk sax balaa ñu form board bi fekkoon na government dugaloon na loxoom ci liggéey bi pour naka la ñuy def ba challenges yi nga xam ne moom la ñuy ñu face ko out ci la government jëloon core subjects yi nga xam ne mu ngi ci conventional schools yi ñu introduce ko ci Arabic and Islamic schools yi dugal fa English dugal fa maths dugal fa science geography ba pare government maanaam ministre bi provide teachers for these subjects te ñoom ñoo leen di fay loolu demagum na at yu bare fi ñu toll nii ñu ngi ci biir schools yi moo tax nga gis fi ne as at now da nga gis ñu bare ñoo xam ne ñu ngi graduate ci suñ ci high school si wala ci suñ university si ba pare nga fekk leen ci University of the Gambia ñu bare fi ne dañoo graduate high school bu Arabic and Islamic ba pare join University of the Gambia direct ngir ne fekk na mu ngi doon def core subjects yi nga xam ne moom la school si yëpp di am te su fa demee dafa perform comme ñi nga xam ne ñoom la fa fekk wala sax mu mun leen moo tax fi ne bëri na sax ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ci système bi di liggéey ci government ci biir ak ci biti te fekk ñu ngi dañoo jàng Islamic and Arabic education ba jeexal high school door a dugg University of the Gambia so definitely challenges am na yes but government yàgg naa dugal loxoom pour solve ko waaye bii dafa ñëw nag pour mottali mbir mi ak gën koo matal gën koo yaatal ba pare mu transparent comme ni mu ko waxee ci waxam bi tàmbali bi xel munta jël mbooloo mi nekk ci madrasa education tey ni mu baree ba pare government du xam lan moo fay dox
waaw
waxuma la dara sax waaye as at now gis nañ àddina bi li fiy dox te li fiy dox ci instability te ñoo ñëpp li ci ëpp yëpp ñu ngi leen di tuumaale mbiru islam lañ jàng ak nangam ak nangam so loolu dafa jaadu kon ndim benn réew la government dafa war a jéem a xam lan mooy dox fii te loolu du yàqal ña fay jàng li taxoon ñu dugga fa du leen yàqal seen l'islam du leen yàqal seen moral so loolu dafa am solo lool moo tax challenges yi wàññeeku na lool bi nga xamee ne amaana taxaw na te itam ñu ngi seqi jéego yoo xam ne yu am solo la pour te déggoon nañ cee government itam ndax amaana mu ngi onda Ministry of Education bu ñooy work together lépp lu ñu def ñoo ciy d'accord buñ demee na ba àgg higher education gannaaw boo xamee ne réew mi fi ne am na ay university yoo xam ne Arabic and Islamic education la fi ne am na fi ay universities suñ demee ba ci loolu dafay jot nag fi ne higher education moom itam dugal loxoom moom mi nga xam ne moom moo nekk mooy di umbrella ci education ci Gambia.
Chairman, if a parent is watching this and they hear about integrating into the kind of conventional system and they are worried thinking, is this going to dilute the kind of Islamic character of madrasa education? What are your reassurances for parents who might be thinking about those things?
Thank you. My reassurance would be that they don't have anything to worry about. The Islamic, and the use of Arabic as a medium of instruction, that character of the madrasas remains. The content will be there. The only thing that is going to happen is that you are now going to have additional subjects, and then you will have the content, that Islamic and Arabic content, as he just alluded to, also harmonized. Yes, so we are sure the the perspective of Islam that is taught in one madrasa is the same that is taught in all the madrasas. Yes, and I think that's one area which he mentioned, which I think is very important. We need to have control over, that aspect, of the life of the madrasas. Yes.
Imam.
bunta bi wax dëgg yàlla ni ngeen ko laajee noonu la tëddee nekkoon na a big concern to all levels, even at the level of Amana. Integration bi ndax dafa indi lor ci li taxoon ñu taxawal Arabic and Islamic education waaye bi ñu defee deep research and ak seetlu gis nañ ne dañuy mun a dem together te du ko wàññi dara ndax il faut ñu understand Islam doesn't mean ne da ngay jàng rek nga dugg si jàkka ji da ngay jàng rek nga nekk qaadi da ngay jàng non Islam da nga war a jàng nga nekk mécanique nga nekk welderman nga nekk plomber nga nekk électricien nga nekk everything loolu mooy Islam pire waaye du islaamu yambar Islam dafa am islaamu yambar ak islaamu góor islaamu yambar mooy ki nga xam ne yow xamuloo ci islam lu du dugg si jàkka rek génn loolu su fekkee loolu àddina day tukki da nga war a xam sa diine waaye nga xamit nooy tabaxee sa àddina te su fekkee mbooloo mu rëy mii nekk ci Arabic and Islamic education ni mu baree Gambien yi toll noonu ba pare nga war leen a seetaan suñ génnee amuñ benn liggéey lu du dugg si jàkka ñooñu xajuñ ci jàkka at the end of the day dafa indi government problème moo tax government tàmbali na bu yàgga pour solve problème bi ndax biñ indee lu ñoo tuddee Quranic teacher ci school English yi te booba yàgg na
Quranic teacher
foofu la tàmbali ca jamono Jawara dégg nga mboolem school si government yëpp ñu ngi jàngale diine da ngay gis ne am na ñoo xam ne sax mosu ñoo dugg ci Arabic and Islamic education school waaye ñu ngi jaar ci school yi government bi te dañuy xam l'islam nga dem ba University of the Gambia nga am fa section boo xam ne pour islam la fi ne nii ku fa génne University of the Gambia sax ku fa génna directly dañ lay accept su fekkee lawyer nga ñëw taxaw ci before Kadi Court waaye koo xam ne génneehuloo University of the Gambia il faut nga def training njëkk ngir ne ñun University of the Gambia daf laa train ci islam ba nga xam ne mën ngaa taxawal sa bopp
dëgg la
so definitely ñun achieve nañ a very 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 big goal ci Gambia fii te réew yu bare ñoo leen tane ci wàllu googu ci wàllu goo dem nag te it dañoo jàpp ne du lor abadan njàngam l'islam ndax even ñun biñ demee ci réewu arab yi di jàng duhut ne sa subject si yëpp dafa nekk Islamic education non da ngay mun nga am Islamic jurisprudence for example mën nga am history waaye mën nga am maths mën nga am geography mën nga am science yooyu yëpp dafa nekk ay subjects yoo xam ne waaye fii nag dañ ko jànga deeply ba pare jàng ko ci làkk wi nga xam ne moom mooy suñ official language di English ba nga xam ne borom su paree mën naa lecture ci University of the Gambia ba pare wala mu lecture ci université boo xam ne pure Arabic la wala mu nekk a minister wala mu nekk welderman so façon nit kooku lañ bugg a tabax loolu moo tax board bi taxaw naka la ñuy def ba tabax nit koo xam ne day jëriñ boppam jëriñ keneen jëriñ réewam so du am benn clash boo xam ne dafay dox ci li taxoon school yi taxaw ak li nga xam ne mooy integration.
Thank you very much Imam Ousmane Jah and thank you very much Mr. Pa Samba Balde for coming. We've already exhausted the time and we wish you all the best of luck. I think it's a great initiative and definitely. Once it start working, I mean I believe we will definitely see the success in the future.
And I was going to ask what would success look like working with UTG, MOPSI, Mohurst, Amana, Islamic scholars and so on, but we don't have time for that.
Thank you. So this is all we have for this edition of QTV this morning. Mr. Ade, thank you very much for co-hosting this program. Enjoy the rest of our programs. We'll be back here tomorrow, inshallah. Bye-bye.